One of the things, after watching the news this morning and noticing that I didn't have enough to stress about, so they were going to give me 3 or 4 other crisis things that I needed to worry about today. I need to worry about some storm coming off the coast of Africa. Excuse me while I beat my eggs. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Mitch, and I just got back from the gym. And right now it's 10 minutes to 10, and I think I'm going to make myself some breakfast. So the last time I did this, you seemed to really enjoy this particular format. So I'm going to do this again because there's a lot of things that I've been thinking about that I want to talk to you about today. Coming up with a subject for video every day. It's a lot of considerations. What do people want? What do people need to hear that they may not want? How many clicks do I get? How many views do I get? Although that's not as relevant to me as other things. It is an indicator of what people enjoy. Unfortunately, it seems that people enjoy the superficial, which I guess you can't blame them for that. I am down to my last 4 eggs here, and it will require a trip to the store. And I'm opening a brand new package of Wright's bacon, which I heard from on a comment from somebody that went to $25 for 4 pounds when a month ago I was paying $13, $14, and it had that special yellow label in Sam's Club. So something happened, and I don't think it's indicative of bacon prices in general, but something happened with Wright's. I'm going to try to find out, and we'll see. But that is probably why I have decided to talk about what I'm going to talk about today. What I'm going to talk about today is another one of my videos about the proper mindset for doing carnivore. You know, there's really only 3 or 4 basic categories of videos that I make, and they revolve around the basic questions of who, what, when, where, why, and how. And that's pretty obvious who should do this, and that's everybody. Why is obvious, because who doesn't want to be thin and healthy? How? That takes a lot of explanations, and that's a subject of a lot of my videos. Why goes to education and knowledge of why what most people are doing is wrong. And that spawned the whole series on how did we get here and everything else. So the why and the how are some of the most important categories of information that we could talk about. And I wouldn't say there's an endless number of possibilities, but each video is kind of like a little independent lesson that I learned to help me in the overall accomplishment of staying on the path and benefiting from it. So mindset is a category all its own. It kind of falls under the subcategory of how and why, but it's still all its own. And one of the things after watching the news this morning and noticing that I didn't have enough to stress about, so they were going to give me 3 or 4 other crisis things that I needed to worry about today. I need to worry about some storm coming off the coast of Africa. Excuse me while I beat my eggs. Okay, I need to worry about that because sometime in 10 days or 2 weeks from now, it might hit me and blow my house away, or it might not. But I need to worry about that today. I need to worry, even though it's a gorgeous day outside. The high's going to be in the 87, 88 degree range. I need to worry about climate change. I need to worry about the end of the planet. I need to worry about all this stuff. And all this worrying about every crisis of the day. I need to worry about the border crisis. I need to worry about what's happening to our cities. And most relevant to us, I've been told 3 times by 3 different influencers in the last 2 days that everybody on the planet is trying to outlaw meat. So I need to worry about what am I going to do to feed myself when they outlaw meat, because some lunatic people in lunatic cities around the world and some James Bond-like head named Klaus of some world forum type of organization thinks that red meat's causing global warming and all the other lunacy. That's stupid, uneducated. I'm not even calling them ignorant people. That's stupid, greedy people do in this world. Puts me under stress, and stress undermines my attempts to be healthy and lose weight, because the damaging effects of stress are very real and destructive. And I came to terms with this a year ago, and sometimes, whether I parade up and down and act like I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, just like that scene at a network. But over the past year, something's happened to me in my mind too, and also my stress levels. And in reality, I have learned, and the term that comes to mind, and I'm not coining this because I Googled it and I found that somebody a few years ago had used this term, but the term that I am using is ZEN Carnivore. Isn't that great? ZEN Carnivore. I love it because it very aptly describes. I picture monks sitting in a temple high up in the Andes or the Himalayas, at peace with themselves, not worrying about anything, just doing what they do. And then I picture what it must have been like before our modern society, with the internet and social media and TV news networks and every other way that they managed to have for the sole purpose of delivering to us the next crisis that we need to worry about. What did they do? I mean, here we are, we're worrying about some lunatics trying to outlaw meat. And I got news for you, and I keep saying this. When I stop seeing lines at the Outback Steakhouse, I'll worry about that. In the meantime, there's going to be meat. I'm not going to worry about it. And if, like everything else I used to worry about, it never happens, then all that worrying was for nothing. Now, everybody who deals in stress management will tell you that's the attitude you have to have. Most of us worry about things that don't happen. Yet, when you're smarter, you constantly play 5-degree or 6-degree chess in your mind, trying to figure out in advance everything that could go wrong so that you can figure out in advance how you're going to handle it when it's done. And your mind is so full of strategies to handle things that will probably never happen that you forget about living. So what this new lifestyle has done to my head and my attitude, I think it's put me back in the cave. And in the cave, how much time do you think the caveman agonized over whether his hunt was going to be successful tomorrow? I don't think they spent that much time agonizing over that. I think they had a hunt, they had meat, and I think their attitude was, we're set for now. We can't do anything about tomorrow. We'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow happens. And we'll face the challenges of tomorrow. I can tell you the one thing the caveman wasn't thinking about, his retirement account, what he's going to do 40 years from now when he retires. He wasn't thinking about any of that. He was living from day to day, week to week, making sure his needs and his family's needs were met. And I think that the fact that he had much less stress contributed an enormous amount to his health. And I think that I've heard the term primal living, and I think that's what it is. It was, let's address it. So I got a freezer full of meat now, and I know bacon prices are going up, but I got a freezer full of bacon over here. And they'll probably come down again like gasoline and everything else. It's probably something, I don't even care, but something happened at Wright's. Maybe they had a supplier problem. Maybe the trucks broke down. Who knows? Maybe Sam's Club got greedy because more and more carnivores are buying more and more bacon. At any rate, still, even if it's 25 bucks for 4 pounds, I'm sitting here cooking a half a pound of bacon. So what if this cost me $1 or $2 and 4 eggs cost me another $1? Still the cheapest breakfast in town. I can't go to Denny's anymore for less than 10 bucks. And I don't get near the amount of food as this. So put everything in perspective. Stop worrying. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine. I'm thinking about putting him on the thumbnail of this video. And his slogan was what? Me worry? I think we need to adopt that, de-stress ourselves. We can't solve tomorrow's problems. We can't do anything about most, oh, listen to that sound. That right there is my favorite sound in the whole world. But we can't solve these problems that haven't happened yet or are happening. We can't stop these globalists. We can complain about it. We can agonize about it, and whine about it, and march up and down with signs about it, and tell everybody how it's not fair and it's not right. But that's never going to accomplish anything. It never has, and it never will. So the way I live my life right now is I adopt Alfred E. Newman's philosophy of not worrying about it until it's right on me, because you can't do anything about it anyway. If the global powers in this world decide something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And the protesting and the letters to Congress and all that stuff, while certainly well-meaning, generally they don't even accomplish anything. So don't worry, be happy, as Bobby McFerrin sang, and worry about your food today. Worry about what you're going to do today. Worry about how you're going to stay on course today. Take some time, relax, cook yourself some bacon and eggs or a nice steak. Take the rest of the day off. Eat meat.